Alright everybody, I'm the Road Trip Gamer here, and I'm making this video. I got this idea after watching a couple other videos, and I wanted to talk about it. It's something I thought that would be kind of interesting. Video games that really defined my childhood and ones that I played a lot. A lot of the games, unfortunately, I don't have anymore to show, but I will mention them. Obviously, Pokemon. I only have two of them. Obviously, all Pokemon games, childhood. And a lot of other stuff that I probably won't remember, but these are the ones that I went through my collection and found that I really played as a kid. So let's just get started here. First up, TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan. I've mentioned this game a couple times. It's a great Game Boy game. If you don't have it, it's super cheap, and I'm actually looking to get a box for it because I don't want to sell my original copy. It's like one of the few games from my childhood that have survived the years. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of this game. It's made by Ultra, which is essentially Konami. So it's a very enjoyable side-scrolling beat-em-up kind of game, and I love it. I think it's a ton of fun, and it's super cheap. So if you can find it for a good price, definitely looking at getting it. Next up, I only have two N64 games here I can show, but I will mention some other ones. GoldenEye. Me and my friends played a shitload of GoldenEye, and we were terrible at it. Unfortunately, I don't have that. I'm looking to get a boxed copy. Mario Kart, I don't have that one either. I don't know. I sold I don't have any loose carts of N64 anymore, except for the two that I'm trading to U49 Nation 1. So I can't really show them, but just know that there were a lot that I played. But I picked out the two from the box games that I had that really defined a lot of my childhood. Back in the day, I really had the PS1, the N64, the PS2. I didn't pick any PS1 games to show because, honestly, I wasn't a big fan of it then, and I'm not a fan of it now. So, I really didn't have any to show. The only ones I really played was, like, Resident Evil 2, which I don't even have anymore. I traded that to 49 Nation 1. And a couple other games. Just wasn't a fan. Still not. It's really people that love RPGs, and I don't. I don't like RPGs. I don't think they're all that special. The only one that I'm looking for right now that I really want to play is Earthbound, and that game's fucking expensive. So, first one up is Super Mario 64. This game, I'll be honest, I've never beat it. I don't even think I made it past like 40 stars because I'm absolutely terrible at platforming games. But as a kid, this was definitely one that I played a lot. Oh, another one, Snowboard Kids 2. Damn, I wish I could find that game. Our local playing trade has a copy of it, but there's writing all over the label, and it's just no. And it's loose, and I'm going for boxed games only. So, Super Mario 64. This game definitely, at the time when it came out, was huge. It's the first 3D Mario game, and it doesn't disappoint. For what it is, it's a fantastic game. I just am really bad at it, and even today, I'm absolutely horrible at platformers, so it beats me how I beat Kirby's Adventure on NES, because I'm terrible at platformers. Next up, Diddy Kong Racing. Now, honestly, I'm a bigger fan of Mario Kart than I am of Diddy Kong Racing, but that's not to say this game isn't fantastic. This is an awesome racing game. It took Mario Kart and just added on to it. But I played Mario Kart first, and I'm just a bigger fan. But I love the hell out of this game, and the music in this game is so good. Now, I'm not a big fan of Donkey Kong games, but I am a huge racing game fan, so this is right up my alley. Great music, great game mechanics, and a must-have if you own it in the 64. If you don't, buy this game. And it's not very expensive either. So, get that. Next up, I have some GameCube and PS2. These are all in random stacks. I'll be pulling out game... Oh, actually, don't think I talked about this one. It's Tetris. Unfortunately, I only picked this one to show it. I actually have the Game Boy version, not the NES version. I played a lot of Tetris as a kid on my Game Boy. It's either my original Game Boy or my Game Boy Color. But yeah, I did not have an NES as a kid, unfortunately. Didn't have Super Nintendo either, which, do I wish I did? Very much so. But, unfortunately, being born 95 in 64 was, you know, turn of the year, like 96, so I just had that. Alright, so first up is a PS2 game, Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, most of you will probably know that this is probably my absolute favorite game of all time. I'm a huge Rockstar fan and a huge Grand Theft Auto fan, this being the best one in the series. And I don't think any one of them will ever take the spot for best Grand Theft Auto game. Now, as a kid, I loved this game. And it was actually kind of a fluke how I actually got to play it. So, I'll tell a story on it. Why not? I was at school one day. I had to be in elementary school or middle school. No, it was probably elementary school. And I came home, and we used to rent games from Blockbuster back in the day like every other family did. And this PS2 was actually my parents', but they eventually just, you know, pretty much became mine. And they rented Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, my mom, let's just say she wasn't very keen on the idea of me playing a game like this at that age. But my dad, he didn't really care. So I come home from school one day, and they actually rented this, and unknowingly, I didn't know it was in my PS2, and my dad was home, but my mom wasn't, so I turned on the PS2 thinking I was playing, I don't know, something else that I had at the time, and then this came on, and I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever, I'll play it, and I just had a blast. Now, my mom came home, and she saw me playing this, and she wasn't very happy, so she tried to turn it off, and my dad was like, no, wait. He's loving it. And she let me have my, like, 15 minutes of fame playing it. And ever since that day, I've been a huge fan of this game and a huge fan of the series. I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 5. So, Grand Theft Auto 3 on PS2 is definitely one of the best, but I like all of them equally, except for San Andreas. I know a lot of people think, yeah, San Andreas is this revolutionary Grand Theft Auto game. I gotta be honest, I really don't think it's that great, and I've never beat it, and I have almost no intention of ever playing that game again. I don't like it that much. I don't think it's that great. Hate me, I don't hate for it. Next up, Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. Me being the huge racing game fan that I am, this is a game that I rented as a kid, and I still love it today. It's still a really good racing game. It hasn't aged very well, I don't think, but this is a really good racing game. If you're looking for a cheap one on PS2, it's fantastic. Next up, we have some GameCube games. Unfortunately, I don't think this one has a disc that is actually in working condition, so I'm looking for a new one, but it's Simpsons Hit and Run. This game, I had both the PS2 and the GameCube version as a kid. I'm a bigger fan of GameCube, to be honest. So a lot of these games I had on the GameCube. Now, this fucking game, if you haven't played it, you really need to look into getting it. This is awesome. I'm a huge Simpsons fan, and this is kind of like a action-y, sort of, and it's got racing elements and not really RPG elements, but it's like a collectathon and stuff, and this is awesome. And it's even got the actual voice casters from The Simpsons, so this is an awesome game. If you can find it for either your GameCube or your PS2, both versions are very good. Alright, so me owning a GameCube and me being the huge Pokemon fan that I was and still am today, probably more now than I was then, Pokemon Colosseum. This is well, it's not the first Pokemon game on a console, but it's the first Pokemon game to actually be like a Game Boy Pokemon game in certain ways. Now, I love Pokemon Colosseum. But I have to be honest, I've never beat this game. And I was actually thinking about it over probably my Thanksgiving break or Christmas break. This is a game I'm going to sit down and I'm really going to try to beat. So, I think I'm going to try to beat this one. If you haven't played it, it's got a lot going for it. It's super fun. Um, and just real fun. Definitely pick up. As you can see, I did pay $15 for this. It was a game that I just had to have, and the local play and trade called me on my wish list and said that that they had it in. I went right over there and bought it. Super Smash Brothers Melee. I did have Super Smash Brothers as on N64 as a kid, and honestly, I probably like that one more than this one. But me and my neighbor Devin and my neighbor Steven, who are still my neighbors today, we played a lot of this game together, and it's just tons of fun. I'm a huge fan of this game, and if you played Smash Brothers, play Melee. Just as good, if not better. Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Unfortunately, I don't have manual. But, as you can see, paid another $15 for this. Local Play and Trade had it. They called me, and I went right over there and bought this game. I had Coliseum first, and then I remember getting this game. And I have beat this one, actually, as a kid. I sat down the day that I got it with my neighbor Devin and our strategy guy for this game. And we played through this and had so much fun. This one is I think a lot shorter and a lot easier than Coliseum. But I think Coliseum overall is a better game. But this plays exactly like Coliseum, so it's right up my alley for games. I love the hell out of these GameCube Pokemon games. So, definitely pick them up if you haven't. They are tons of fun, and I think any of you will enjoy them. As I casually check my Yahoo email. Alright, so next up, we're back to the PS2. I think everything else is PS2. Simpsons Road Rage. It's just like Crazy Taxi, to be honest, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I really like this game, but if you played Crazy Taxi, it's sort of in the same style. It's almost a in the same. It's almost a clone, to be honest. Now, this game, I just recently got it. I haven't played it yet. I had the GameCube version. This is the PS2 version. Sadly, I would like to get the GameCube version. At least I'm pretty sure I had the GameCube version. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. This freaking game. Oh, man. It's hard. As a kid, this game kicked my ass. And I don't really remember it that well, but I do remember quite a bit of it. And I was a huge fan of this game. And I'm probably going to pop this one in soon as well and play through it. Or try anyway, and try not to get my ass kicked like I did in the old days. 007 Agent Under Fire. Unfortunately, mine's missing its manual. This game is so awesome. The PS2 James Bond games are freaking great, and I know a lot of people say GoldenEye is like the best 007 game ever made. No. Fuck GoldenEye compared to Under Fire and Night Fire, to be honest. I really prefer the PS2 ones, mainly because of the controller. But yeah, this game's tons of fun. But it's not my favorite one on PS2. But nonetheless, good game. Seek and Destroy. I actually found this at a Goodwill a couple months ago. Unfortunately, no manual, but it was a game that I've been searching for since I started collecting games. My neighbor Devin actually had this game, and we played this game so much. I went over there every day, and we just played this game for hours. It's part of the Chorokyu series, made by Conspiracy Entertainment and Takara. Um, it's just a great adventure military-ish game. And it's you can get like fucking flying tanks and stuff, and it's like customizable, and it's just a ton of fun. I actually really love that game. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, with manual and apparently cheat codes. My neighbor Steven, who I bought this from, he had this, and I love this game. And it does have online gameplay. It actually supported it. It's kind of like an RPG in a sort of way. And yeah, I don't really know how to explain it other than if you haven't played it, definitely pick up a copy of that and play it. Now, this freaking game, thank you Agent Sleepy for completing my copy with your manual. This freaking game, I had this as a kid, and I don't know why, but it was one of those games that stuck with me, and it's so much fun. Again, part of the TrueRQ series, and I think extremely highly of this game. Road Trip, I think in the game it says Road Trip Adventure. It's talking cars, and it's racing, and it's adventure, and it's collecting things, and it's just overall just such an amazing game for PS2. And if you have not played Road Trip or Seek and Destroy, I would advise you to play it. It's tons of fun. I definitely think pretty highly of them. A couple more here. Now, this is my favorite James Bond game of all time. Nightfire. Unfortunately, again, with no manual. The multiplayer on this game, me and my friends would sit down and just play for hours and hours and hours, and the campaign is fantastic. The multiplayer is fantastic. It's just the best James Bond game ever made. And if you haven't played it, pick it up. It's super cheap. I paid like $5 for it because I really wanted to play it. More than I'd like to spend on a PS2 game, but I didn't have it, and I wanted to play it super bad. Now, most of you know I'm a huge Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z fan. But as a kid, I hated Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. In fact, I recently went back to watch it over the summer. And I watched all of Dragon Ball, and I'm currently 95 episodes through Dragon Ball Z. And Dragon Ball Z Budokai is a fantastic fighting game. Now, there is the Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD collection coming out on November 9th, which has the first and the third one. And I'm really debating on getting it because I just love this game so much. It's an awesome fighting game. I played it a ton as a kid. Sucked at it, but nonetheless, it was a game from my childhood that I played a lot. And two more. Midnight Club 2 in a Blockbuster rental case and no manual. It's an awesome street racing game. It's made by Rockstar. It had online play. I am just being a huge racing game fan. This game is like right up my alley. I love this game. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's cheap, it's fun, and it's for a system that has tons of great games. So why not add another one in your collection? One more PS2 game here. Probably the best street racing game ever made. I'm getting hopefully the remake at the end of October next month. Need for Speed motherfucking Most Wanted. This game, the upgrades to your car you can do, the street racing aspect, the blacklist aspect, everything about this game is so much freaking fun. And unfortunately, my 360 copy broke, so off my neighbor Steven again, who had this, I bought this. Now, my neighbor Devin, we all owned this game as a kid. This was a game all of us had. And me and him and Steven sat down one day and played the ever-living shit out of it. And we beat it. We did beat it. We all took turns playing, and we beat it. So, it's probably my favorite racing game ever made. 2 more games here, and these are sort of modern, but old enough to be, I think, part of my childhood. I think I was 12 when these came out. I think these came out... What year did this come out? I think this one was in 2006. Okay, so I was 11 when this came out. And I just got a notification. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. I know a lot of people that play Pokemon aren't a big fan of the rescue teams. But if he doesn't fucking stop buying me. And I just love them. I think they're tons of fun. And I really want to get the newer ones. I think they're kind of old now. But I'm really thinking about picking them up. I'd love to really give them a shot. Now, I personally have never beat Red or Blue Rescue Team, but my neighbor Steven, he did. And I watched him play it, and goddamn, it was awesome. Now, this is another Pokemon game. I got this on release date. And this is actually Steven's copy of it. I just want to say thank you to Steven for all the games that I bought from you. They're definitely ones I'll probably hold on to. But it's Pokemon Diamond version. Now, I did have this as a kid. And okay, so a lot of people hate that everything past, like, 3rd gen, like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, isn't that great. But I really have to disagree. I think Diamond and Pokemon Black and White are... Diamond and Pearl and Black and White are awesome games. So, Pokemon Diamond was definitely a game I had as a kid. Huge fan. Always will be. Always have been. And if I go to the local Play and Trade or GameStop and see the other rescue teams... I will probably buy them because I really would like to get into them. I'll probably only buy one of them, but if they're cheap enough, maybe I'll get both. But yeah, this is a pretty long video. I definitely went into some detail on some games. But those are the best examples I have of games that I played as a kid, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys.